Insulation is not a bad thing. It's not. It's not. As a matter of fact, healthy relationships, they need insulation. Right? Because things happen that offend us, and so we need to create some insulation so we can navigate it. We call it a boundary, right? Creating a boundary. It's important, but it's got to be done thoughtfully. And it requires us to be responsive versus being reactive. When I'm reactive to things, it means I'm not being self-regulated well. My self-regulation is off. I am being led by my emotions and not led by my thinking. And when I'm led by my emotions, then what I tend to do is I will apply solutions to things. I will apply strategies to things based on my emotions and not based on what's best for the situation. There's an author of Boundaries. I can't call his name right now. I think it's Henry Cloud, and he says that boundaries, there are three kinds. There's a picket fence. A picket fence is permeable. That means things can come in and out easily of a picket fence, right? Because the holes in the fence are kind of wide, and so they're really not meant to keep a whole lot out or a whole lot in. It's just really, things can move easily between. And then there's a gate. There's like a chain link fence, right? And that fence is semi-permeable. Some things can get in and some things can get out, right? And then there is the brick wall. And the brick wall is not permeable at all. Like nothing gets in, but nothing gets out. So when we're determining the kind of boundary we need to apply to a situation, really requires us to be thoughtful about it, because not every situation requires a brick wall. Although there are some people that's what they do no matter what. They just build walls. And then they get trapped in their own castle that they've built for themselves. Some would even call it a prison. And so reactive is dependent on others, but responsive. And when I'm being responsive, should I say, it really is dependent on my own self-regulation. And when my efforts to establish a boundary or to insulate are not successful, then I might end up building a fortress that results in isolation. Like sometimes the anger that people experience because of an offense is really about the shame they feel because of what happened to them. And our shame will have us feeling like we're unworthy of love or unworthy of attention or unworthy of a relationship or unworthy of support. Shame has a way of causing us to isolate. And listen, there's nothing wrong with some alone time. Like we all need solitude is the word that we use for that. We all need some solitude. We need some time away from others so that we can reflect on our needs, on our own well-being, on what we're thinking and feeling. Because sometimes it's hard to think when there's a lot of moving parts around you. You just need to kind of get away and have a moment to kind of debrief with yourself and to reflect and to set goals and to understand what you need so you can articulate or communicate it well. We all need some times of solitude, but solitude can turn into isolation if we're not careful. And when it turns to isolation, then it leaves room for depression and social anxiety to develop. Creating boundaries is a necessary skill for healthy relationships. It's necessary. And the type of boundary we build will determine whether or not we're cutting off an important life resource. Can I tell you what that life resource is? Relationships. We need relationships like we need food and air and water and blood. We need relationships. They are not optional. See, you know this because when babies are born, they have to have this attachment, this connection with the mother. And when they don't, it creates all kinds of issues in their lives. I'm telling you, babies aren't the only ones who need attachment. People need relationships. If someone you know has cut themselves off from everyone, it's probably more urgent than you think, and it may require some form of intervention. Isolation in relationships, it shows up in very interesting ways. It could be annoyance, like that person just seems annoyed all the time, or they become overly confrontational, or they just cut off emotionally, or cut off relationally, or cut off physically. They're just getting away. Some other signs of isolation, it's like you have a sense of feeling alone, even though you have platonic or intimate relationships with others. Or you feel like no one understands you. I mean, no one understands you. Or you avoid close relationships because you're afraid that you're going to get hurt. Or maybe you keep a distance from others because you don't trust anybody. If you go through long periods of not interacting with others, you're isolating.